guys, this is KatsMeyow, and I'm actually taking a break from trying to get ready to leave for a couple of days. But it dawned on me today that this month is actually my 4-year anniversary of trying to conceive. So as I was thinking about things today, I came to the realization that I have some regrets. Not that there's any use in having them at this point. There's nothing I can really do about things. But there's some things I wish I had have done differently. I think if I had to go back and change just one thing, I would have done an at-home fertility screening test. Like, they're $50 on Amazon. You can find them. They're relatively easy to get. I didn't even think of it. It didn't even occur to me because all of my life it was the message that I should use protection and be careful not to get pregnant until I was ready, until I was married. It's like all these different opinions on when was the right time. And, having gone to college, I obviously didn't want to do it during then because for me, trying to raise a kid and go to school, I wouldn't be able to handle those two things. And also, I hadn't really met somebody that I was like, yeah, I want to have kids with this person. I want to raise tiny humans with this person. So when I finally did and I got married, it was really exciting, and I was just all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and I thought that it was going to happen right away. So let's talk about that real quick.
So when I got married, I was 100% convinced that it was going to be easy for me to get pregnant because I had no reason to think otherwise. And other than my weight, I had no issues. There was no difference in my cycles. There was no cyst, no PCOS, nothing to be concerned about. So I figured I'd deal with my weight. So I started tracking my calorie intake and making sure I was getting decent nutrition using MyFitnessPal. And I got a Fitbit and I started walking a lot during the day. And I started to lose some weight, which was really nice, but I still wasn't getting pregnant. Meanwhile, coworkers and other people I knew were getting pregnant easily, and I was losing more weight and still not getting pregnant. So I was getting really frustrated, and I was kind of discouraged at this point. My lifestyle changed significantly, my stress had increased significantly, and it was getting harder for me to be around people with kids and work near kids or work with people who were pregnant because I just couldn't get there, and I thought it was all my fault.
So obviously, as I addressed those issues, it turns out that wasn't really what was keeping me from getting pregnant. And there's some things about my infertility journey that I will not share on the internet just because they're more private, but it comes down to it, I think, that putting in as much time and effort and energy as I did to try to resolve one thing that I really thought was the issue, it was exhausting and it was disheartening for me, and it really pulled me down in a lot of ways. Probably more ways than it lifted me up and helped me feel better. I don't regret putting in that effort. I mean, I'm obviously much healthier than I was at the start of the journey. My blood pressure is so much lower. I can do a lot more things. I'm in less pain when I try to do things. But it still didn't resolve the one thing that I really wanted it to help with. So that really connects to my second big regret, is blaming myself. For so long, I felt like I was the only person responsible for my infertility, and that it was my responsibility to change it, to fix it. And that if I couldn't fix it, it was like a failure on my part. So when I went to the OB and they were like, oh no, you have a perfectly healthy cervix and everything looks good. You're having regular cycles. There's no issue why you shouldn't be getting pregnant. I didn't think to press. I didn't think to ask more questions or find another person to give me a second opinion. I just accepted that I obviously failed and I need to not fail. And I was trying to do anything I could to resolve things that weren't getting resolved. Another one of my regrets is not going to a specialist sooner in the process. It took probably 2 years before I was getting to the point where look, I've lost all this weight, I've eaten much better, I've taken supplements, I'm doing everything I need to be doing, I'm tracking ovulation, using the calendar and app on my phone, everything should be working, but it's not. And at that point, I talked to my spouse and said hey, we probably need to do something about this But my spouse at that point was very reluctant to go and get some help. A big part of that reluctance comes from this prevailing message that fertility is somehow a personal failure, and that if you're not able to get pregnant naturally or easily, then there's something wrong with you. And so although we knew something was wrong, like asking for help would be an admission that yes, that was wrong. And I don't think that we were both to that point where we were able to accept that something was wrong. So it really took until year 3 of infertility to finally get into a clinic, and our experience there was not good. It was horrendous. We definitely picked the wrong clinic, and we had a bad experience with staff there, and it took us a long time to try to find another place where we felt comfortable. And I feel like that set back our journey so much. I feel like we just wasted almost a year of time we could have been spending somewhere else actually making progress. So this year has been better. We found a fertility clinic that we really like. I was really happy with it, but I wish that I had known 4 years ago where the right spot would have been. I wish I had known more people that were having issues with infertility, because honestly, I don't know that many people personally that have dealt with infertility. And there's a lot of times when I was going through this journey that I felt like I couldn't speak up for myself, or that I couldn't tell people I was uncomfortable. For instance, like if I was working around a lot of children, or I was working around pregnant people, I couldn't just say, I didn't feel that I could say, hey, I'm dealing with infertility. I'm not comfortable talking about babies right now. I'm not comfortable with you bringing your baby to me and wanting me to hold it. I'm not comfortable planning a baby shower for a coworker. It just, things like that, I didn't feel like I could say, because I felt like I would be, raining on someone else's parade. But I was just at a point that I couldn't handle it. I'm glad now, even though it has been so long that I've been trying, that I'm in a better position in a lot of ways to take care of infertility issues. And I think that mental health wise, I'm in a much better position because I've distanced myself from a lot of things that were very upsetting for me and were very stressful and were leading to a lot of burnout in my life. And I think that if I had not done those things, I would not be as stable and, somewhat confident in myself right now. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for listening and watching. If you're going through infertility too, I really hope that things get better for you soon. Feel free to comment or share a little bit of your story as well. The thing I wanted to mention is that yes, while I've been going through infertility for 4 years, I know there are people out there who've been going through it much longer, like 9 years or 10 years. And there's some people who've only been going through it for 2 or 3 months. But the fact of the matter is, it's not a competition. My infertility doesn't suck more than yours does. It's all rough and it's all really hard. And yes, it evolves and it changes over time, but it's all really disheartening. I hope that things get better for you really soon, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye!